Hello everyone, Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. So I'm going to be continuing some double spirit games, some two-handed games, and sticking with thematic teams. This time I'm going with Serpent slumbering beneath the island, as well as Ember-Eyed Behemoth. So I think in the lore for Ember-Eyed Behemoth, some people see it might be like a spine of Serpent slumbering beneath the island. Either way, they're both kind of components of the island, which I think is kind of cool. I'm going to be going against the Habsburg Monarchy Livestock Colony, the original Habsburg, at level 4, so it's a difficulty 8 adversary. And as part of this, I'm also going to be playing with the new aspect for Serpent. So this is the Locus aspect for Serpent. So Locus does a couple things. So let's see, Locus 1 of 2. Setup is that you replace Elemental Aegis with Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. It's a minor card. So 1 cost, it can do damage, so it's a okay card. And then you also put your incarna and the presence from your fire space onto your starting board in land number 5. So that's a nice locus of power for Serpent. Then you've got Locus of the Serpent's Regard. Spirits with absorb presence can use your presence at your locus for targeting. Your locus doesn't count towards your deep slumber limit, and after uncovering the earth space on your track, that empowers the incarna. And for the empowered incarna, it just makes it a Badlands in addition to a presence. Alright, and then bonus space here, I can add or move my incarna to a land with my presence. Let's just throw that right over here. A little crowded on this board. The second part of Locus is that it replaces Serpent Wakes in Power, which is the first power here, with Strength of the Waking Island. It's a fast power. After a spirit uses a land targeting power card, they may repeat it at my locus by paying its cost. And max 1 power card per turn for each of their absorbed presence. You may help pay some or all of the cost, which is pretty cool. And those repeats ignore range and targeting requirements. Then it's also a pretty easy threshold for the next one, which is add a vitality token at your locus. And if a serpent has 2 or more absorb presence, you can instead add 1 vitality token to one of those spirits' lands without blight. So, very interesting. And I've heard that this aspect is a whole lot of fun and pretty powerful, especially with certain combinations. Now, I don't know that Ember-Eyed Behemoth is going to take super high advantage of the Locus repeating power cards thing, but I might lean more into major powers with Ember-Eyed Behemoth than I did my first game with them. And repeating those majors at the Locus could be quite strong. So let's go ahead and get that set. So I need to do my initial explore here. It's going to be Sands. The other nice thing with this power with Locus is adding the Vitality is a good way to avoid the loss condition for Habsburg. Because if they don't add Blight, then it doesn't proc the loss condition. Now I do want some Blight to get on the board though, so that I actually have the ability to destroy their durable towns, but it's going to be good if I see a loss condition coming up, I can just go in there, stop it with the Vitality token, potentially. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll use red tokens as markers. And my initial explore here was Sands. So they're going to build 2 towns in this land, 2 towns in this land. Don't love that. But there's not too much that I can do about it, I think. So I might be able to stomp some stuff away. I think I can push stuff, so pushing those guys out to stop that double town build with Blazing Intimidation is probably going to be a good thing to do. So I think I'm going to go with Growth 2. Yeah, that'll be alright. So Growth 2, I'm going to go double top. I don't get an Earth with that. won't get my innate, but I think that's alright. I can set up for next turn. So let's go 2 from top. I'm gonna go into this jungle. Yeah. I get 2 energy. And I'm going to use Blazing Intimidation. And that'll be my turn. Also, this is not empowered yet, so let's flip that back over. Okay, then over to Serpent. So I definitely want to do a growth 4 to add a presence. Now, do I want to get the any element so I can hit these thresholds early, or do I want to go for 2 card plays? I'm not sure which is better with Locus. It's a little bit tricky. So there is going to be a lot of stuff potentially. Well, the nice thing, if I use Absorb Essence, then I'll be able to push these guys out as well with Locus. So that's probably the way to go. If I can do that. So let's go for the any element on top. Yeah. All right, so it's 3 range. Let's go over to 1, 2, 3. Let's just go over here. Why not? Nice jump over to that side. Now, they are going to migrate in, but I think that's alright, because I can stomp a couple times. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So get the any element. I'm going to go for 4 energy as well. Yeah, I'll just get all 1s. And then I'm going to do Absorb Essence. That's my one card play. So I can start getting Locus early on. Okay, cool. So that's that. Let's go to Fast Powers. So I'm going to use Absorb Essence over onto Ember-Eyed Behemoth. I'm going to absorb one of these essences. Ember-Eyed Behemoth gets an energy and an element, which is going to be an earth this turn. Alright. Then I'm going to use the any element here as a water, so that I can get Strength of the Waking Island. So after a spirit uses a land targeting power, they may repeat it at my Locus by paying its cost, and I may help pay some or all of that cost. Oh, I also got 1 energy there. Alright. So then I'm going to use Blazing Intimidation over in this land. It's 1 fear. And I can push 2 explorers or towns to a land without my Behemoth, which will be into that land, I think. Okay. Then I'm going to repeat that. I'll pay both of those energy with Serpent and do it in that Locus as well, so I can push these 2 guys out. That'll be another fear. And I'll just push them to the coast. So that'll stop 4 towns from being built, which is pretty good. Then, let's see. I think that's all that I have. I don't have second level of that yet. And I could move my Behemoth, but I think I want to wait just to see where they explore. Yeah, I think I'm good. So probably give that up, and that's fine. Okay, yeah, I think I'll wait to move my Behemoth until the slow phase. Alright, so now I go to the next part. I go to the invader phase. They're going to flip an event. Nothing happens. And then they're going to build in sands. So I stopped a couple of those builds. Just the coastal ones happening. Then after the build, I'm going to migrate. Well, it's board land order, so actually I could do it this way instead. So nothing can migrate into F8. Yeah, I think that's good. Saves a blight, which is fine, I guess. Alright, and then we're going to explore into wetlands. Okay, that's that. So now we go to the slow powers. I do have Serpent rouses an anger, but just 1 damage, so not really worth it anywhere. Yeah, no, not really worth it. Okay, so ignore that, and I think I'll just do Smash Stomp and Flatten it in this land, stop a build. So I'll stomp that Explorer, and then I'll move this guy somewhere. Let's move him into this sacred site. Okay, those are my slow powers. I'm going to discard cards, go back to growth. Want to keep adding presence. I'm going to go from bottom this time. I don't need to absorb essence again just yet. I think I'll go into this land again. Now the durable towns are going to be obnoxious this game, but I'll see what I can do about that. And I think I'm going to gain a power card and 1 energy. Let's go growth 2. Gain a minor. Might get something good like Steam Vents. There we go, Steam Vents. That is a perfect card here. Haunted by Primal Memories, also pretty nice. In this case, it would defend that land. And it's got good elements, but I think I like Steam Vents, because I can just destroy this guy. And it's got great elements throughout the game, so yeah. Let's go with that. No fear. Haunted by Primal Memories would be 3 fear if I used it in this land. But I'm okay with that blight going through. It's not the worst thing in the world. So Steam Vents it is. I get an energy. I'll get 1 for presence as well. And I think I will play that. I'll play Steam Vents. And then figure out what I'm going to do with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. So I could go with growth 3. Start getting some energy up. Go bottom for 2 card plays. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. So let's do this. I'm going to gain a power card. Gain a minor still. Reaching Grasp, I don't really need the extra range, so that's not too good. Call of Ferocity has fire and earth, which is nice. Gather, Sphere, it's okay. Animated Rack Root. It's fire and plant, which is not bad. Oh, slow powers. I think probably Call the Ferocity. It's going to be the way to go. Although it's harder. Is it harder for me to get plant? I do only have one card with, or 2 cards with plant. So animated Rack Root's not bad. Okay. I'm gonna go Call the Ferocity. Alright, I've got to discard a power card with fire. I'm going to discard Call the Ferocity because I'm not going to need it for a little while. I get 3 energy plus 2 from my bottom track, so 5. I'm going to take from bottom track. Let's see, this is 1 range. Let's go here. Well, I can use the Locus for targeting, so I don't know that I really need to expand on the Serpent's board. So let's go here instead. Alright, now I have 2 card plays, 3 cards in hand. Let's go with Terrifying Rampage. So I definitely want Exaltation of Grasping Roots. And I think Terrifying Rampage as well. So that hits some good thresholds. Okay, cool. Stop, stop, stop. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's go ahead and go into fast powers. So again, I can use my any for a water, so that'll let Ember-Eyed Behemoth repeat powers. Now, I think I do have add or move Incarna to a land with my presence. I think I want to go over here. I do want to let Sunblight go through, so I'm not going to stop everything, but I want to save Dahan so I can use him for counterattacks. That's the big thing. So let's move my Incarna over there. And then I'm going to use Terrifying Rampage on this land. It's 1 fear. 2 invaders don't participate in Ravage, so those will be the towns. And then push 3 Dahan. Let's push those guys into here. And I'm going to do the same thing and repeat it right there. I'll pay the cost using the Locus. So 2 of these invaders are not going to participate in the Ravage. And I'll push these Dahan into this land. Alright, cool. So that's that. I'm not going to move my Incarna just yet. I'm going to wait until the slow phase. And yeah, I think I'm good. So I'm going to hit escalations, but that's okay. Alright, let's go with an event. We've got the Frontier Calls. So explore actions add +1 Explorer to lands without towns and cities. There's not going to be a lot of those, so that's okay. Lair in Untamed Lands. On each board, add 1 Beast to a land without town cities or blight. Sure. Oh, I do steam vents here as well. That was why I played steam vents. So without, let's go there and there. Seek out new grounds. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land without Dahan setup symbols. Okay, well, let's do that. Counterattack will be good. And then I guess I'll pull these 2 into there. Okay, cool. So that's that. No fear card just yet, so Ravage in Sands. So 2 of these are not participating, so they're only doing 1 damage here, so that doesn't blight. Nothing here. Here, same thing, so 2 of those are not participating. Here, this one will successfully Ravage. And then the Dahan will fight back and destroy that town. Alright, build in wetlands. So I've got a couple builds here. Then migrations happen, so migrate into wetlands, so board land order, so this will go there. Nothing here. Here. Alright, so explore jungle with the escalation. The escalation is after exploring on each board with 4 or fewer or 2 or fewer, so it's happening twice. I'm adding a town to a land without towns or blight. I am adding 4 towns to the board with this, which, it's not ideal, but it's okay. Without towns or blight, okay. Can't do it there. Okay, so that's the escalation. Now I go into slow powers. So I've got Smash, Stomp, and Flatten at the 2nd level, I think. Yeah, 2 fire, 1 earth, 1 plant. So I can do 3 damage and push Dahan. But 3 damage, not enough to kill a durable town, so that doesn't help too much. I guess I could go stomp that city, though. Might be the way to go. So let's move my incarna over here, and I'll stomp that city for 3 damage, which gets me 2 fear. And Serpent rouses in anger. I think I just have the... Yeah, I've still got 1 earth, so 1 damage, not really a lot. Okay, so discard cards, go back to growth. Now, I think I'd like to put off the reclaim 1 more turn with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. I think getting to 3 card plays would be nice. Even if I only play 1 card this turn, because on the reclaim, I'll have a pretty strong one. So I'm going to go growth from top and play 2 from bottom. Let's see, even if one of those gets destroyed, that's okay. So let's set up 2 sacred sites. Get 2 energy, which I'll use to pay for the 1 card that I have remaining in hand. And then with Locus, let's see. Definitely continuing to add presence slowly but surely. I can get to 2 card plays now, which is going to be very good. So to a lane without Blight, let's go. Let's see, this is definitely going to Ravage. I can't do anything about that. And that's going to be a lost condition Ravage, but I can give up 1. That's fine. So, not too worried about giving up 1. Could potentially add a... yeah, actually, I would be able to add a durable token there. So yeah, maybe I will go in there. So let's do that. I can stop a lost condition Ravage, so that's maybe a good thing. So let's do that. I think that... I want to gain a power card because then I'll be able to put off my Reclaim. So let's do Growth 2 again, gain another Minor. Okay, Gift of Constancy's quite good. Unquenchable Flames, Mesmerized Tranquility, okay. Pretty good. I mean, Gift of Constancy is probably the best card, just objectively speaking. But I don't mind Unquenchable Flames or Mesmerized Tranquility. Got nice elements. Even Guardian Serpents, if I can find a Beast Power, Beast Major or something, that's going to be really good. Yeah, let's see. Unquenchable Flames is going to make it easier to hit Serpent Rouses and Anger higher levels, and getting the Badlands out is nice. So yeah, let's go with that one. I'll avoid Gift of Constancy. I've been playing the last couple games with Unquenchable Flames, so I may as well keep that going. I have 1 energy from that and 1 from my tracks. I'm going to do Gift of the Primordial Deeps. And... I think Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth is the way to go. Yeah, Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Okay, so those each cost 1. I'm going to move my Incarna over into B1. Alright, and I'm using my Any Element. As I go into Fast Powers, my Any Element is going to be a plant this time, so I have 2 Moon, 2 Earth, and 1 plant. So I'm going to add a Vitality token here at my Incarna. That's going to stop a Lost Condition Ravage, which I think is pretty good. Alright, so that's that. I also have Gift of the Primordial Deeps. So with that gift, I'm going to send that over to Ember-Eyed Behemoth. So it gains a minor power. Drought's pretty nice sometimes, especially since I haven't put out a lot of Blight yet. Carapace Land can be good. Here there be monsters. Yeah, let's drift down to Slumber is not bad. Okay, alright, I've got a decent number of choices here. I think if I'm relying on Dahan, Carapace Land is going to be good. I'm going to get a nice counterattack in F next turn. with that. And I can use it to defend f3, which I guess is fine. So let's do that. So I can play it right away, thanks to Gift of the Primordial Leaps, so I will do that. And now I have Carapace land, so I'll go ahead and defend f3 for 6. So early defenses can be problematic against Habsburg just because they get the escalations, but you know, if I can defend Dahan, I may as well. Okay, cool. So going into an event. Now I forgot the frontier calls last time. They were supposed to explore with extra explorers into lands without towns or cities. So that would have been here, here, and here. Would have each gotten an extra explorer from that card. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so good on that. Alright, so now we've got heavy farming. During the next normal ravage, each town does +1 damage. Cool. Then Prey on the Unwary. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. And Coming of Age. On each board, add 1 Dahan to a jungle or wetland with Dahan. Okay. Still no fear cards, so going into the Ravage. This one's defended 6. Dahan will fight back, but not kill it because it's durable. So, yeah, didn't think of that. This one will successfully Ravage. Leaves another presence, which is not great, but it's okay. Alright, those are those wetlands. This one, they will Ravage. They'll remove this Vitality, so since they're not adding a Blight from the card, does not proc their loss condition. And then they will Blight here. Next we go to the build in jungles. So we got a lot of towns. This board's looking bad, but I think I have the means to come back. We'll see. As this slides over, I do migrations. Board land over order, so here first. Let's go. There. And here. And then coastal, so no escalation, which is great. Okay, that's that. So now I go into slow powers. So let's use Surging Lahar somewhere. So there will be 2 damage, and I can add a Badlands if my thing is present. So let's do that. What level of stomp do I have? I think just the first. Yeah, I don't have the second, so I'm only doing 2 damage. I can do it twice, so I can empty out F2. Or I could just let F2 go, but it's going to Ravage twice in a row, so I don't really want to do that. So let's go with this here. I'll do 2 damage to that town. And add a Badlands. Then I'll use Smash, Stomp, and Flatten there to do 2 more damage, which becomes 3. So that'll kill the town and an Explorer. And then I might... I can't really go somewhere else, because all of the towns are durable. I guess I'll just move over here and stomp 2 of those Explorers just to get rid of them. And I'll see if I have a way to deal with that land. I think I do. Alright, so those were slow powers with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. Then I go to Serpent. So I do have Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, which I'll use right here to do 2 damage to this town. An additional fear for the card. And finally I have a fear card. Then we've got Serpent rouses and anger, still just 1 damage, so not really worth tracking. But I do have Serpent rouses and anger this time. I have 2 moon, 2 earth, so I can push stuff. I don't really have a good target for it. I guess I can push some of these towns over here. So let's push a town into that land, because I can deal with that one a little bit easier. And I get 2 fear for that. Okay, discard cards and go back to growth. So this is going to be a reclaim turn for Ember-Eyed Behemoth. I'm going to go with Girth 4, so I am empowering my Incarna. Oh yeah, I guess it wasn't empowered before, so I couldn't do 2 stomps anyway. So, yeah. So those guys are still alive, but I'm fine with having my Incarna there. Alright, so now it's empowered, now I can do double stomps. And I can move it if I want. I don't think I do. I reclaim all my cards with fire, which is everything except Carapace land. So Blazing Intimidation, Terrifying Rampage, probably the way to go. Let's get my 2 energy. Maybe move my Incarna over to the coast so I can stomp there a little bit. So I could save the Blight in F5, but I think I want to let it go through so that I can so that I can get 3 Blight on the board and then avoid the double escalation from a Habsburg. So or I could push stuff into F2, which I don't really want to do. So let's go. Okay, I think I have a plan here. So I'm going to do Blazing Intimidation and Terrifying Rampage. Maybe I don't need Terrifying Rampage. I can just let that go through. Yeah, that's fine. So I will do Blazing Intimidation. I'm not going to do Terrifying Rampage. Instead, let's do Surging Lahar. Or Call the Ferocity. Yeah, Call the Ferocity might be better. So let's do that. That gives me the 2nd level of Smash, Stomp, and Flatten, which will be quite nice. So this is just 2 energy. I do have a 3rd card play. So I could hit the 3rd level of Smash, Stomp, and Flatten, which is 4 damage, which stomps a durable town. Yeah, that's not bad. So let's go Surging Lahar as well. I also can move my Incarna, which I will do over here. So they're doing 7 damage. I'll be able to save some of this to Han, so that's okay. Alright, so that's done with that. With Serpent, still growing, ever so slowly. I could get the Reclaim or the Water. What do I have left? I have Gift of Flowing Power and then Quenchable Flames. I'd like to put another vitality token here. If I can stop that somehow, that would be fantastic. I don't know if I'll be able to. Because that's a cascade. I'm gonna lose all those to Han up in B8 as well, so that's not ideal. So what can I do to save them, if anything? Probably not much. So if I let the cascade go on board B, then I will have, I'll be able to avoid the escalation. I'll have 5 blight on that board, so that's okay. So if I can stop B8 instead and protect those to Han, that would be better. So maybe I can do that. Destroy one. So let's go for the reclaim. Going from top. I'm going to go into this land, reclaiming steam vents. Then I'll gain 4 energy. Alright, in 2 card plays, I'm going to do Steam Vents and Gift of Flowing Power. Alright, cool. So that's that. Let's see, instead of Surging Lahar, I could play Exaltation of Grasping Roots, which I think I will. Because I'm going to be able to max out my innate this turn, which is quite a bit of damage. Let's see, 6 damage, which I can repeat, so that's not bad. Okay, so let's go into things. So actually, I had pushed him here. I don't want to do that. I'll push him. I'll just stay there, actually. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so good. So I'm good with fast powers. Let's go ahead and do Blazing Intimidation. So I'm going to do 1 Fear. I'm going to push these 2 towns over into F4. Then, let's see, I need to move my Locus. So Locus comes here. Then I'm going to do a repeat of Blazing Intimidation, which I'll pay for with Serpent, to do 2 towns here. Push those guys into B6. That's another Fear. Gift of Flowing Power is going over onto Ember-Eyed Behemoth, so it gains 1 energy. And it can either play another power card by paying its cost, or gain 1 fire and 1 water, which is what I'm going to do. So I gain a fire and a water. And now I have 5 fire, 2 earth, and 2 plant, which gives me the highest level of Smash, Stomp, and Flatten. Seems nice to have that early. Okay, so that's that. Then I've got, so yeah, I have the 2 water. I can do 2 moon, right? No, I'm going to save the any element because I don't know for sure what makes the most sense to use it on just yet. But I will destroy one of the explorers there with steam vents. And then I'm all set. So go to an event. We've got gradual corruption on each board. Add 1 blight to a land with towns and cities. And spirits may prevent this on any on boards by paying X energy per board to protect, where X is the number of cards in the invader discard, which is 2. So the cost total would be 4. I don't really have any lands that I want to add blight to, so I think I will pay the 4 energy for that. So I'll just do 2 from each spirit. And fatalities rise on each board, or in a land with disease, 1 damage to each invader and 1 damage to each Tahan. So I'll kill that guy. And Blessings of Bounty and Health, each spirit may add 1 Tahan to one of its lands with Tahan. Okay, that's that. Now we go to a Fear card, Terror level 1. Isolation, each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land where it's the only invader. Sure, I can stop a build with that, which is cool. Let's do that. Stop this build as well, maybe. Might be better to get rid of towns, so yeah, that's fine. Okay. Ravage and Jungle, so they will ravage here. I will use that presence. We'll use 1 of those Tahan. Remaining Tahan will fight back, destroy those 3 explorers. This one's going to Cascade. So I go Downward Spiral. At the start of each invader phase, each spirit destroys 1 of their presence. I don't love that. I'd like to get a card that will let me add back destroyed presence. So I'll see if I can find one of those. I'll have that cascade over into B7. Does give me a lot of blight to work with, though, which is nice against Habsburg. Okay, so those are the ravages. This guy dies too. Build in coastal. So I've got a city here. Down here. Alright, migrations into my coastal lands. So let's go, no migrations here. Here, has to come from there. Just unfortunate. Although I can probably still stomp that land. Okay. So I'll do 7 damage there. Alright, well I can clear a big pocket out on this board at least, kind of. So let's do that. Then migrations here. I could do it in a different order. Let's see. How did I have this set up before? So if I migrate this town into here, and then this town into here, and there's nothing left to migrate into this land. Well, this one would be first, so it would have pulled this land in. So I can keep that land empty, actually, which is not bad. It means I don't have to worry about it. The 1 less to worry about is good, so I think I'll do it in that order. Now we've got Exploring Sands with the escalation. do to get that pocket, so skip an exploration on F8. Alright, I have 5 blight on board B, so no escalation there, and just 1 escalation on board F. Let's throw that into here. Okay, cool. So that's pretty good. Now we go to the slow power phase. So I've got a couple things I can do here. Let's see. Might be reclaiming on Ember-Eyed Behemoth. Don't know. Don't have a way to move blight, unfortunately. Alright, well, let's do Exaltation of Grasping Roots first, so I can add wilds to one of Behemoth's lands as well as one of Snake's lands. I've got Serpent Rouses in Anger, so I can make this any an earth, so I have 2 fire and 2 earth, so that'll let me destroy this town. Yep. That's 1. And I've still got Call to Ferocity, Smash, Stomp, and Flatten, and the Behemoth rises. So where do I want the Behemoth to rise? So Smash, Stomp, and Flatten, I can do 12 damage with that, so that's a lot. Might do that over in F1. Yeah, because Sands is going to come up twice, so I may as well. Let's go in here. Smash, Stomp, and Flatten. Twice, 12 damage. How much health worth invaders are there? There's 3. This is 8, so 11, 12. That's a lot of damage to kill durable towns. And that's 1 fear plus 4 for the destructions. Which gets me another fear card. Let's see, Call the Ferocity. I think I'm going to gather Behemoth into this land with Call the Ferocity. And that's all I got. So I can discard cards, discard elements, and then go back to growth. Should pay for those. Alright, so I've lost some presence. I do want to keep Serpent continuously growing, so let's keep adding presence. Gotta go from the bottom. Where to? So B3 is problematic, B1 is problematic as well. Probably can't stop both. So those will both be lost condition ravages if I let them through. Now I'll be able to stop at least 1 though, so that's not the end of the world. Yeah, we'll have it with that. So I think I'm going to let B3 go. I can try to stop it with Ember-Eyed Behemoth in the slow phase, since that'll have a blight, it'll make it easier to stop that. So yeah, I think that's the way to go. Let B3 go and try to deal with it with the Behemoth. It's a little far away, so getting it there is an issue. That's tricky, actually. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have put it back in the corner like that. It's gonna be a little tough to get it over to the other side of the island. Okay, well, I'll figure something out. I think I'll be okay. So let's go ahead and I think gain another power card. And 1 energy. Put off my reclaim a little bit more, so let's add this presence into here. Make a sacred site. I'll move my Locus back into B1. So I get an energy and a power card. Founding Mist is not bad. Ooh, Renewing Boon is good. That's a way to remove Blight and also add Destroyed Presence. So that's kind of what I was looking for. So I'm going to go with Renewing Boon. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Also, I'm going to reclaim something. One of my Moon Earth powers, I think. So I think Gift of the Primordial Deeps. That's fine. Okay, cool. I think I'm good with that. So I get 1 more energy. I'm going to play Gift of the Primordial Deeps and Renewing Boon. You know, I forgot to gain 3 energy when I absorbed Essence last time, so that's probably why I've been so energy poor. It was so long ago, though, that I'm not going to change it, because I'm pretty sure that I forgot to gain 3 energy, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will hold off on redoing that. So let's play those 2 cards. That's going to be pretty solid. With Behemoth, I'm going to go Growth 3. So I can add a presence. Let's go for 3 energy. Yeah. Going into this land. Stride. Yeah. Nope. That's okay. I have to discard a card with fire, but I'm gaining a power card. Let's see, I'm going to have 5 energy. I think I want to gain a major. Actually, I'm going to gain 3 from the growth and then 3 from the power space. So I'm going to have quite a bit of energy. Indomitable Claim is nice. That's a very strong power. So is Tsunami. And well, that's actually tough. Draw towards a Consuming Void, also fun. I think I kind of like Tsunami here, because I'm going to be able to threshold it. Actually, if I did... No, potentially with Gift of Primordial Deeps, I can threshold it this turn. And that's going to be quite a bit of destruction. So yeah, let's do that. I'm going to forget Call to Ferocity. Gaining Tsunami. I've got to discard a power card with fire. Let's discard Terrifying Rampage so that I can play Surging Lahar as well as Tsunami, which will be all of my energy. So do I hope for a free card with water, or do I try to just give water over? Let's see. If I do this one, I will still threshold Locus, so that's probably better. So yeah, I'm gonna reclaim Gift of Flowing Power instead of Gift of the Primordial Deeps. So I can play that one. I still have Unquenchable Flames in hand, just haven't used it yet. Okay, so that I think is my turn. So that's all set. So I've moved my Locus, got all my cards. I'm good to go. So let's go ahead and use fast power. So I'm going to do Gift of Flowing Power over to Ember-Eyed Behemoth. It's going to gain a fire and a water. If I had the energy, I could replay Tsunami. That would be cool. Fortunately, I don't have that yet. But pretty soon I'm going to be getting an insane amount of energy per turn on Serpent, so that'll be fun. Alright, so that's good. So now I have Tsunami thresholded, so that'll be great in the slow phase. Yep. I've got, let's see, so I need to make my any element a moon this turn. That way I have both the first and second level of Strength of the Waking Island, so I'm going to add a Vitality token there. And after target spirit uses a land targeting power card, it can repeat it at my Locus. Fortunately, I won't be able to afford Tsunami, but I actually won't be able to afford Surging Lahar either, but that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Works out okay. Alright, so that's that. Let's go into the event phase. So putting down roots, nope, I've got the center crumbles. I've also got downward spiral, so each spirit does have to destroy a presence. So let's just do this one and this one. The center crumbles, so on each board with invaders, add 1 blight to an inland land. Spirits may prevent this on any and all boards by destroying 3 presents from each board to be protected. That's a lot. I don't really want to destroy 3 presents. So I'll do there and there. Alright, stricken invaders do not ravage in lands with disease or strife, and drive off the interlopers. Each player may push 1 explorer or town from a land with Dahan. Well, it'll stop this build, so that's fine. I'll just keep stacking up on the coast. And I guess I can stop that Ravage, or at least stop the Blight over in F1 if I want to, which I do. So let's push that guy there. Alright, 1 fear card, Terra level 1. Scapegoats. Each town destroys 1 explorer in its lands. Nice. That's a lot of explorers being destroyed. I think that's it. Okay. Alright, then Ravage in Coastal. So right here, they're just doing 1 damage. Right here, they will Blight. Which is fine. Right here they will Blight. Right here they will Blight. And I think this one's a lost condition. This one's not. So that's 1 lost condition Ravage for the Habsburg Monarchy. And then right here they're just going to remove that Vitality token. So, Vitality, pretty good. Build in Sands. So no builds on this board. This one will get a city. No build there. As that shifts over, we're going to do some migrations. So let's do there. I guess this board would be first technically, so. And these are healed. There. Okay. And then we've got Explore Mountains without an escalation because I've got 5 blight on each board, so I don't have to worry about that. That's why you just let your boards get ugly against Habsburg, so you don't even have to worry about them. And now I go to the fun slow powers. So with slow powers here, first let's do Renewing Boon. So choose a land where we both have presence. In that land I can remove the blight, and then target spirit may add one of their destroyed presence. So I will add a presence here, which gives me a sacred site in that land. Now I'm going to go ahead and use, well, let's see, Tsunami is going to do 8 damage there. So I think I want to do Surging Lahar here, but I can't reach there, so that's fine. So I'll do Surging Lahar here. So that's 2 damage. So that'll kill a town. Adds a Badlands. Oh, my presence is not present there, so it does not add a Badlands, actually. But that's okay. So that was just 2 damage. I think that's fine. Yeah. And then Tsunami. So 2 fear. 8 damage in this land. So that's 5 fear. No Dahan to destroy. And then I have the threshold, so in each other coastal land on the same board, I do 1 fear, so 2 fear, 4 damage. Kill both of those. And right here, I can destroy the city and an explorer. And that pushes me into Terra level 2, so that's pretty good. There really aren't that many towns left on the board considering it's Habsburg, so if I can clear out these last towns, I would win. Let's do some stops. So next I've got the Behemoth Rises, so let's just move over here. Let's see, I've got 3 fire, 1 earth, no plant though, so I can do 2 damage, 3 damage. So I can kill one of these towns. That's fine. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Yeah. I guess I could have gone and stopped the build in 6, but that's fine. I think I'll deal with that later. Okay, so I think that's slow powers. I do have the Serpent Rouses in Anger. Let's see, I had to use this for a moon, so I do have 2 moon. No, I don't. So that's all I've got. Okay, so I'm good with that. So I can discard cards and go back to growth. I'm going to have to reclaim on Ember-Eyed Behemoth. Gain a power card. Let's just gain a minor. It's a pretty good use of Tsunami, but the game's certainly not over yet. So with this, Fire in the Sky is quite nice. Poison Dew's not that useful. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do Fire in the Sky. Yep, 3 energy. And I can do Fire in the Sky. That'll save a blade over in F1, which is nice. Dahan will still kill the town, so that's okay by me. Do I need to defend anywhere? Let's see. Possibly over an F3, but I can't reach it, so might have to do that with Serpent. Well, I can Blazing Intimidation and push those guys out, so that's fine. That's okay. So yeah, Blazing Intimidation probably going out as well. And I can do Carapace Land because I can use that over on the Locus and save that land. So that's pretty good. So let's do that. Gives me an Earth, so that's good element-wise. Okay. So that's fine. I've got that. With Serpent, I am going to empower my Incarna, finally, by unlocking that Earth space. Let's go over here. I've only got one energy. So do I want to reclaim? I think I have some zero-cost cards. Do I? I have no zero-cost card. Wow, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So I think I'll put off my reclaim. Just gain 4 energy. It means I won't be able to move into a Blighted Land, but that's okay. And with that, let's see. How much presence do I have on the island? I'm not really worried about having to absorb essence because of things. So I might have to do a renewing boon again. No, I don't think so. I think I'm fine without that. So I can put down some more vitality. Don't have a good place for renewing boon right now, so I can't really claim that. Gift of the Primordial Deeps is a good one to reclaim. Absorb Essence, it's not bad. Let's see, need something with water. So I can actually do Steam Vents, and then instead of using Carapace Land, go Surging Lahar and get repeats with that, which will be more useful, I think. So reclaiming Steam Vents, let's play with these 2 cards. I don't have the energy for Surging Lahar. Wow, okay. Well, Exaltation of Grasping Roots it is. Just do that one. Alright, so that is the way to go. Yeah, okay. So going into fast powers, let's go with Locus first. So after a spirit uses a land-targeting power, then they can repeat it by paying its cost at my Locus. I think I'm fine keeping my Locus there as well. I'm going to use Steam Vents with 3 Earth to destroy this town. And I can add a Vitality. Where my Serpent is. So let's go here. Just so I don't have to worry about that land ever again. I'll just keep adding Vitality into it. Alright, fast cards over on Behemoth. They're going to do 1 Fear and push these 2 guys over into this land. I'm also going to do Fire in the Sky, so I'm going to do 2 Fear. Add a Strife under this land. I could stop the city build. That might be worth it. Yeah, let's try it. So I'm also going to pay 2 energy from Serpent to repeat Blazing Intimidation, so another fear. I'm going to use that on this land, push this town over into... yeah, let's do it there, because I'll be able to get into that land soon and start wiping it out. Okay, so that's that. Fast powers are done. Let's go into the invader phase. So I do have to destroy presence from each spirit. Let's do this one. And this one. Then I get an event. Ethereal Conjunction. A confluence of spiritual forces gathers into an unformed maelstrom. Each spirit chooses to endure its forces as best you can, destroy 1 presence, and lose 1 energy, or seek to control it, though it exhausts you. So choose any non-major power of yours in hand, play, or discard, put it into play. Then you'll discard, use it immediately, and then forget it. And then discard all power cards. So I can't use that for Tsunami. If I did that with Ember-Eyed Behemoth, I'd have to go into a... have to do a reclaim again, which I don't really want to do. So I think with Behemoth, I will lose 1 energy and destroy a presence. With Serpent, though, I don't have anything in hand, so discarding all cards from hand doesn't really matter. So I think I will play a card. Now, which card? Absorb Essence is tempting, so it will leave Ember-Eyed Behemoth without a lot of presence on the board, but it'll be able to get some back. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to absorb Essence. So absorb that Essence. Gain 3 energy. And then Ember-Eyed Behemoth gains 1 energy, so it gets back that 1 that it lost, and an element. And let's see, for elements, I think if I get an Earth, that's going to give me another threshold on Stop, Smash, Stop, and Flatten. So I'm going to get an Earth for that. Then we've got Irregular Outbreaks. Disease doesn't prevent builds, but I have no disease, so that doesn't matter. And then 10 to the Living Earth on each board with 5 or more Dahan, which is this one. Remove 1 Blight from a land with Dahan. Cool. I guess. Yeah, ish. And here. Each board does have 5 or more Dahan. Managed to keep them alive. Alright, 2 fear cards, Terror level 2. Belief takes root. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. Each spirit gains 1 energy per sacred site they have in lands with invaders. So that's 1 sacred site, 1 sacred site, so 1 for each. Thanks to my incarnas. Supply chains abandoned. On each board, isolate 1 land. So let's see, that guy's gonna die. Can stop them from moving this, so let's isolate this land. And this land. And if towns and cities are present, skip all build actions, but that's not why I'm doing it. So. Alright, Ravage and Sands are right here. They'll do 0 damage. The Hun will fight back and do enough to kill even that durable town. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Build in mountains. Nothing there. Alright, after the build, migrations happen. Nothing can migrate into this land because it's isolated. Here, I'll migrate from that one. This one is isolated, so they can't migrate in there, and nothing to migrate over to that land. Sands and mountains. Okay. Let's see, this one was isolated, as was this one. So no explorations there either. So those isolations were pretty good. Mountains are gonna be a problem, so I'm definitely not out of danger this game. It's still pretty tight. So that's the exploration. So let's go into slow powers next. I do forget absorb essence. Okay. So smash, stomp, and flatten. So I have the 3rd level, so I can do 4 damage. Which would kill that town over in F4. It's almost certainly worth it. So I'm going to come here, destroy this. Actually, I guess I'll stomp this land first to kill this town. It's 2 fear. And then I'll move it over here, stomp this town, and get 2 more fear. Alright, Exaltation of Grasping Roots, so we can get a couple of wilds tokens out. Let's do it here and here. That's that. I've got Unquenchable Flames and Serpent Rouses in Anger. I could actually do a decent amount of damage with that, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of presence in... my presence are in durable lands, so it's not super useful. So let's do Unquenchable Flames here, though. So 1 fear, 1 damage to towns or cities. Add a Badlands. Invaders don't heal damage at the end of the turn. But I also have 3 Fire-Earth combinations, so quite a bit. So I can do 3 more damage here. Kill one of those durable towns with that 3 damage. And then for every 2 moon or... So how much? I have 2 moon... So I can do 2 fear and push one of those towns. So let's push that durable town. Let's push them in here. Again. And he's got 1 health left, so that's fine. Okay, so that's that. Now I discard cards and go back to growth. Serpent's finally going to be reclaiming. Put it off the entire game. I'm going to reclaim cards. Let's see, this mountain, potentially an issue. So if I can get in there and do some stuff, I think that'll be better than going into A4. So yeah, let's move that presence into A7. B7. I don't know why I keep saying A. So B7. I'm going to add my Locus over there as well. And I'll figure out what I want to do there. I've got lots of options. Alright, I also want to add a presence to a land without blight. I think I want the 6 energy per turn. next turn I can gain a major, but it's also a lot of energy to afford repeats from Ember-Eyed Behemoth, so let's go with this. Not a lot of non-bladed lands left over here, so let's go make a Sacred Site there, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I'll just go over here. I don't really need Sacred Sites right now, so spread out a little bit will be better. Gain 6 energy. And I've still got 2 card plays. So let's go with Steam Vents, Renewing Boon, maybe? Nah, that's not useful just yet. So I can do defense 6 over in B7 pretty easily with my targeting. So that's not a huge issue. So let's just do Steam Vents so I can wipe it out. And probably Unquenchable Flames again. Yeah, I think that's a good combo. Alright, over on Behemoth, I'll use this Earth. And I've got to just try to destroy all the towns that are left on the board. If I can do that, I win. Tsunami's not going to be super useful at the moment. I'm going to need Carapace land. I think I probably want to gain a power card and 3 energy. So yeah, let's gain another major. Tsunami is not going to be super useful. There's not much on the coast that's left, so I can probably forget that for a different major. I grabbed too many. Just put that in here. So I've got Bargain of Coursing Paths. That's cool. Poison Land. Probably a little too late for that to be good. Manifest Incarnation. There aren't really going to be any cities, so I don't love this set of power cards. Infinite Vitality is okay, though, so that might be the play. On a +4, they're doing 4 damage there. Yeah, let's go with Infinite Vitality. And I'll just forget Tsunami. I gain 3 energy. I've got to discard a card with fire. Let's discard Terrifying Rampage. Because I don't really need to stop them from participating in Ravage this turn. I'm going to take from probably bottom. Because I need more fire. So yeah, let's go bottom. Go here. Alright, and I think I'm all ready to go once I pay for my cards. So I get 3 more energy for my tracks. Okay, so going into fast powers. First I'm going to use Steam Vents right here to destroy a town. Gets me another fear card. Then I'm going to use Locus, so Strength of the Waking Island, so I don't think I have enough. Well, I've got the first part, so after a spirit uses a land targeting power, I can repeat basically 2 land targeting powers over on my Locus. So let's defend 6 here, as well as here. You're going to have a bunch of towns there, but I'm going to do a lot of damage, so I think that's okay. Alright, then... Oh, and I need to remember this is empowered, so this is actually a Badlands now as well, so that's extra damage. So I think I had forgotten that, so I'm not sure how that would have affected things, but going forward it's going to be pretty useful. Do I also have the Locus effect? My vitality? I don't think I do. Let's see, 2 moon. So the any element I would like to use as... Actually, no, I can use that as a plant. That's fine. So then I'll add a vitality token. Let's go here. I'll just put it there. Okay. Cool. Fast powers with the spirit, so I did Carapace Land. I'm going to do Infinite Vitality as well. So Infinite Vitality is going up into F6, so whenever Blight would be added to target land, instead leave it on the card, and my Dahan have +1 health. I don't have the threshold just yet, but pretty soon I will, and I'll be able to remove Blight from target or adjacent land. That's cool. So I wonder if I want the earth instead of the fire. No, I still want the fire. It's still okay. Alright, so that's fine. Yep, that's good with fast power. So let's go to an event. Alright, Life's Web Torn Asunder on each board with 6 or more Blight. Add 1 Blight to a land adjacent to Blight. So 1, 2, 3. Good there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I can add it to here and just remove the vitality. So actually here. So remove that vitality. Okay, Casualties of Fang and Sting. Destroy 1 explorer or town in a land with beasts. Sure. Stop some builds. That's cool. And then keep far from lands of plague. On each board, push 3 Dahan from lands with disease. There are no disease, so that doesn't matter. 2 fear cards, Terror level 2. Explorers are reluctant. Skip the next normal explorer. Nice. And then during the next, draw an additional explorer card. But hopefully, with that, I'll be able to finish the game up before they explore again. We'll see. And then Quarantine. Explorer does not affect coastal lands. Well, they're not exploring, so that doesn't matter. Alright, then we go to the Ravage. So, Ravaging here. Blight gets left on the card because of Infinite Vitality. They're doing 4 damage, but Dahan have 6 health each, so they don't die. And they'll fight back and destroy that. Right here, it's defended 6, so that's that. This one's defended 6 as well. They're doing 4 damage. And then nothing here. Build in Sands and Mountains. I cleared the mountains out pretty well. But still getting a couple builds. Alright, and then migration as I move over. So they're going to migrate into Sands and Mountains. No migrations on this board, except this one. Then I'm going to move the damaged one over here, because that'll be easier to destroy. So damaged one goes there. Let's go there. And there. Alright, and I'm skipping the Explorer, so that's fine. Cool. Alright, so that was the Invader phase. Now I go to slow powers. Got a couple fun things. Let's do a, let's see, I can just defend F4 when I reclaim, so I don't really need to move that guy out. So first up, let's do Unquenchable Flames in this land. So it's going to do 1 fear, 1 damage to towns or cities. I'll do 1 damage to that. Invaders do not heal at the end of the turn, and I add a Badlands. And actually there was an additional damage just because of my presence counting for a Badlands, so that's pretty good. Now I've got Serpent Rouses in Anger. I've got 3 fire and 3 earth, so I can do 3 damage. And in this land, it's 5 damage because of the 2 bad lands. So that's 3 for the 3 towns, 2 for this one. 4 more fear. Okay, then I do have 2 moon and 2 earth, so I can also get just 2 fear from that part of Serpent Rouses and Anger. An angry snake now. Angry Locus. So that's that. Let's see, I still have Surging Lahar, still have Carapace Land, or I still have Smash, Stomp, and Flatten as well. 2 of them. So let's do it in F4. So I'm going to do, well, let's see, what level do I have? I think I have the 3rd level. No, I've only got the 2nd, so I can only do 3 damage, so I can't even kill that lone that lone town. So I'll worry about that one next turn. So let's go into this land and stomp all of that. And I don't have to worry about that one. I've got just 5 towns left on the board. Might still be my endgame. We'll see if I can get them. Alright, and then I have Surging Lahar as well. So that'll be 2 damage. Somewhere. So let's see, this counts as a Sacred Site, so let's do Surging Lahar here to do 2 damage. Actually, I'll do it here, so I don't have to worry about that land. So 2 damage to this town. And then I can repeat it at the Locus. So I'll just do 2 damage to the Explorers so I can clear that out. And that costs me 2 energy. Which I'll pay from Serpent because it has a lot of energy. Alright, board's looking good. Let's discard cards and go back to growth. But I'm still on a timetable because I do have Downward Spiral. And I'm going to have a double Explore coming up, so that is going to make it tough in a couple turns. So let's reclaim now with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. Let's gain a major, see what I get. Bloodrack Plague. Let's see, the Trees and Stones Speak of War is a pretty good one. I think that's what I want to do. Especially since I can repeat that. Cast Down in the Briny Deep is very fun. Exaltation. Yeah, let's just do Trees and Stones Speak of War. I'll forget Fire in the Sky, I think. Yeah, that's good fear. I'll probably just forget Infinite Vitality. Although it's easy for me to threshold and start removing Blight, so that's not bad either. So Carapace Land, do I need that? It's going to be hard to target, so I'm going to forget Carapace Land. Let's see what I can do with Trees and Stones Speak of War. That's going to be a fun one, I think. If I can threshold it, that'll be... Well, I don't even need to, really, so let's go with Infinite Vitality. No, because I won't have the extra Earth, so I'll save that one. Get 3 energy. And yeah, I'll go with Exaltation of Grasping Roots and Fire in the Sky. So So that thresholds trees and stone speak of war, which might be good. We'll see if that works out. Over on Serpent, I think I'd like to get to 4 card plays so I can just play all these. I need to get another presence out. So yeah, let's reclaim so I can move a presence into a Blade of Land. I think I'll move this guy in there. I'm also going to add a presence to a land without blight and get 4 card plays. Let's go in there. Alright, I get 6 energy. And I'm going to start cleaning up this board. So let's move my Locus over into F8. Let's go Steam Vents. I might be able to clean up all the towns in the by the Ravage, so that's my goal here. So let's go Steam Vents. I think pull beneath the Hungry Earth just in case. Renewing Boon. And probably Gift to the Primordial Deeps. Gift to Flowing Power. Let's see, I've got 4 fire, 2 earth. Yeah, so if I get 1 more fire, I can hit the highest level of Smash, Stomp, and Flatten. I don't think I'll need it, but just in case, let's go Gift to Flowing Power. Alright, that's 4 energy. And I think I've got this in the Ravage phase. Let's go ahead and play it out. So first up, I'm going to do Trees and Stone Speak of War in this land. So it's 1 damage and defend 2 per Dahan. So I can do 2 damage to that town, and that's defended 3. I'm going to do the same thing over in F6. And then I have Threshold, so I'll push those Dahan over here, moving the defend effect with them, so this land's defended 2. I'm going to do Fire in the Sky, so I'm paying for that repeat of Trees and Stones with Serpent. I'm also paying for a repeat of Fire in the Sky, so now I've got Fire in the Sky, which I will do in F4. So it adds a Strife there, and 2 Fear, and I'll repeat it and just do it here just for safety. So 2 more Fear, and adds a Strife there. Okay, Steam Vents is coming here. I'm going to destroy this town. Gift of Flowing Power going over to Ember-Eyed Behemoth, so it gets an energy and a water and fire. I've got the Serpent Wakes, Strength of the Waking Island, so that's what let me use the land targeting powers again. I can use 2 because I have 2 Absorb Presence. And then I also have the 2nd level, so I can add a Vitality token somewhere. Let's just add it here, just in case. And now I go to an event. That's keep getting the Blade of Land events, no choice events. Lethargy and Degeneration. So on each board, skip the first Ravage action, add 1 Blight. Oh, I don't like that. I wanted Ravages. Okay. Well, I can have them Ravage in F6 first, because I can choose the order, so that's fine. Then add 1 Blight to a lane with towns and cities, and Spirit may prevent either or both effects on all boards by destroying 2 presents from each board to be protected. I also have to destroy presents because of Downward Spiral, so let's just destroy this one and this one. So I have no towns and cities on board B, so I don't have to worry about that effect. So I'll just destroy 2 presents from board to prevent the second. I'll do Serpent Presence. Okay, Sandstalkers on each board add 1 beast to a sands with the most invaders. 1 fear if invaders are present there. And then Network of Support and Trade. When invaders ravage, if the land has Tahan, defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Tahan. Alright. So going into the fear cards, 2 entire level 2 fear cards. Sense of Dread. On each board, remove 1 explorer or town from a land matching a ravage card. Cool. Just do this one. This one's empty. And then Retreat. Each player may push up to 3 explorers or towns from an inland land. I don't want to, so I'm not going to do that. I guess I'll push 1 over here. This one's defended a bunch, but they're not going to destroy stuff, so... what was Network? So it's defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Tahan. Well, let's just push 2 of these guys in here, just to clean up the board a little bit, because that land's defended 1. And I think that's it. So, cleaning up. So let's let the ravages happen. So this one will destroy that. This one, they'll fight back and destroy that town. This one, they'll destroy this town. This one, they'll destroy those explorers. Alright, and currently I'm in Terra level 2. There are no towns or cities on the board, which means that I win. Hard-fought game against Habsburg 4 with Locus, Serpent, and Ember-Eyed Behemoth. This was a cool one. I can see why people think Locus is super fun. I had a good time with it. The repeats are... anytime you get repeats, it can be a good time, and yeah, there's so much you can do with that power. Didn't get to repeat a major, so I imagine if you're in a game where the board is looking a lot scarier than this at the end of the game, repeating majors becomes a pretty big thing. If I could have repeated Tsunami, that would have been awesome, but I didn't need to because my coasts were pretty clear this game. So yeah, it was a good time. I hit that Blighted Island fairly early, but that's kind of what you want to do against the Habsburg monarchy once you get up to level 4 difficulty. So that's not unusual. So yeah, it was a pretty good game overall. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with Locus. I'm still happy with Ember-Eyed Behemoth. It's simple, but it's fun to just walk around and stomp stuff with your kaiju turtle. Alright, well let me know what you think about Locus Serpent in the comments below. I think it is super fun. Maybe more fun than regular Serpent, which in team games tends to just be reclaiming Elemental Aegis. It's a great card, but it's nice to have a different sort of gameplay with them. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see everybody next time.